A warm welcome to dear participants, followers, and my dear students. In continuation of our journey, now we are at the landmark of strategies that are to be learned and followed regard to communication process and communication exchange. So far, we have been discussing regard to communication skills and strategies. Today's session, we will discuss an important parameter that is a parameter called as gauging of individual skills called as a group discussion. So in this session, we will be discussing regard to the topic about what is the actual meaning of group discussion and what is its relevance and how this could be an important parameter for the students, particularly in their day-to-day life and particularly in professional life, right? Just I will brief what we have discussed so far for the previous sessions. We are moving with communication skills. Communication is a process of exchange of ideas, thoughts, feelings, opinions, and some perceptions also. Right? So this is simply called as a communication process, and I mean communication, and this is an inevitable event for every person in their day-to-day life, and as well as it is an important aspect for a business organization or any kind of organization or group of people or association of people also, right? The parameters we have discussed so far are levels of communications. I mean, how many number of senders and receivers are involving in a communication process can be explained through communication levels. The first level of communication is called as intrapersonal communication, where the individual is supposed to talk to himself. This is called as self-communication mechanism. And next one, the second one is called as interpersonal communication. What it means, there must be two people to be involved. One is sender and another is receiver. In such context, the concept is called as interpersonal communication. The next one, group communication. Group means, group communication involves group of people or individuals ranging from 2 to 12. Of course, it may be extended up to 20, right? In such case, if 20 people, maximum of 20 people are getting together and involving in communication process, then such is called as group communication. You can see in board of directors meeting and somewhere. The next one, what I mean to say here, the third one, communication. First one intrapersonal, second one interpersonal, and third one group communication. Next one, it is called as public communication, where few people are supposed to talk or deliver a talk or speech on a given context, and the audience, limited people who are gathered or are supposed to play the audience role called as receiver's role, right? So that is called as public communication. You can see in election rallies and something where, right? Next one, the mass communication, where the unlimited number of audience can be covered through, is called as mass media. Mass media is the important aspect of communication process, where televisions, radios, and internet and papers are something, publications are meant for conveying this mass communication message, right? Next one, we are moving regard to communication skills. I mean, strategies are special practices to be followed for effective and better communication. So today we will be discussing regard to group discussion. The levels of communication. Third level of communication is called as group communication, where limited number of people, particularly group from 2 to 20 members, will supposed to participate in this process. You can see this kind of group communication in board of directors meeting and executives meeting and cabinet meeting in government administration and somewhere, and some staff meeting and some what I mean to say, captains meeting or class in charges meeting or class representatives meetings, all are comes under group discussion. Right? So group discussion is an important tool in group communication process. This is a gauging technique. I mean, this is an assessing technique generally followed by the organizations by selecting people for various jobs. This is apart from interview we have discussed in the previous session. So here, group of people are, limited number of people are supposed to pull out, and they are supposed to put in an environment, and they are supposed to talk to them, teach them, and they are supposed to make discussion and deliberate themselves and come to a conclusion, right? So simply this is called as group discussion. So this is a methodology used by an organization to gauge whether the candidate has certain potentiality traits and are skills that it desires in its members. Means the required skill base is possessed by the person is who is seeking, who is an aspirant for an employee to this organization can be known by this group discussion. And next one, this is a methodology where a group of candidates is given a topic or a situation or a case study or a film or a video clip, what it may be, for a few minutes time, and they are supposed to think themselves and they are asked to discuss themselves among themselves by forming a group on their own choice for a time of 15 to 20 minutes. After the discussion they were made, they are supposed to draw the conclusion of the given topic, and each individual is supposed to deliver this group presentation. Here, this is the routine process. Next one, it is a very useful tool to screen the candidates' skills as their inner capacity. Okay, and next one, this group discussion will be evaluated by the subject experts based on the given topic, so that they will offer, they will depict the candidates, skill base and potentiality of that given parameter. Right? So we'll be moving the technical aspects. Say some special skills can be gauged by, this group discussion process. Of course, in written test, in physical test, and in interview also, you may get to know some skills, some part of skills of the prospective candidates, but some special skills are to be exposed in this group environment only. Because we are supposed to work with group of people, not isolated. That's why group skills and group discussion. And one important aspect is how far and how extent their attitude base is shaped at that point, and what is its future status, whether their attitudes can be changed or refined or shaped will be known by this group discussion process. Some special skills can be depicted by this group discussion. So you can see that communication skills. Communication skills may be part of speaking skills or maybe part of writing skills, because in group the people were exposed to a special topic or a situation where they are supposed to discuss, right? So they are supposed to discuss all the group members of that context. Here the initiation point and the leading point and the conclusion point of the communication part will be depicted, right? And suppose they are also supposed to make some writings and notes or some synopsis regard to their discussion, so that they may supposed to conclude in a favorable and confined way. That's why writing skills and speaking skills can be gauged by this group discussion. This is the important objective of group discussion. Next one, interpersonal skills, right? So by name it is group discussion and it is a meet for group communication. Of course, group is nothing but congregation of people or individuals. Group of individuals, we are saying that. That's why interpersonal skills can be depicted by, gauged by this group discussion, because each individual is supposed to talk with his fellow member on either side, right? So interpersonal skill base can be gauged effectively by providing this group discussion context. Next one, leadership skills. Of course, group is nothing but combination of people, set of people. Here also, one person definitely need to take initiation, and who will be the captain of that process. That's why each individual is supposed to express their leading skills and leadership skills in this group discussion context, right? So leadership skills can be known by this group discussion process. And motivation skills, say group discussion meant for a gauging of skill base of the members. Each member of that group supposed to speak on or make deliberation or discussion without fail. Few of people are supposed to talk and remaining people are supposed to listen. This is not the actual group discussion process. Each member of that group supposed to involve actively, by writing, by speaking, by deliberating, and by expressing their feelings, and by sharing their ideas, and by negotiations. That's why leadership skills definitely depicted in this way, and motivation skills. The person who is taking active part can be called as leader, and is supposed to motivate the remaining members of that group. He is supposed to encourage and activate the thought process of all the members who are taking part of this group discussion. Next one, team building skills. See, motivation means activating individuals' ideas, opinions, whereas team building means combining individuals' ideas, opinions with other. I mean, group ideas, group feelings, group thoughts, group opinions, group outcomes, group negotiations can be, combined. That is the important aspect called as team building. He is supposed to build a team that is supposed to solve the problem or the issue or the topic given. And next one, analytical and logical skills. Thinking deeper and deeper can be called as analytical. Applying past experiences, applying rational thinking, cause and effect thinking can be called as a logical skill base, right? So in this group discussion process, the group people are supposed to use certain analytical skills and logical skills. So here the evaluator is supposed to which logic they are following, what kind of thinking, whether they are thinking horse kind of thinking, straightforward thinking, or 360 degrees thinking, or critical thinking, or logical thinking, or rational thinking, and whether they are using any analytical tools such as usage of statistics, averages, ratios, and somewhat percentages. So such kind of analytical and logical things, logical skill base can be depicted by this group discussion process, because usage of analytical and logical things will be led to the team members for the the ultimate, what I mean to say, desirable destination in this process, with no time consumption. Within a short time, you will get a conclusion by usage of analytical and logical skills. So group discussion develops analytical, not only develops, it identifies and the potential of analytical power and logical skill base of the group members in the given context. Next one, reasoning ability. Right? So application of arithmetic or simple math regard to solving of these given topics or issues can be called as reasoning ability. So here also you are supposed to apply your reasoning ability or reasoning base regard to drawing conclusions of this group discussion topic, right? So analytical skills can be gauged, logical skills can be identified, and reasoning potential of the given members can be known by the group discussion process. Next one, different thinking. Different thinking, the name itself resembling that, thinking in a different way in order to get a favorable conclusion, a desirable solution for the given topic. Definitely the thinking category called as different thinking must be used, right? So in the group discussion process, members are supposed to use a make of different thinking techniques or tools. So different thinking potentiality of the given members can be gauged by this group discussion. Next one, initiative. Like group is a temporary form framed for that particular moment only. This is not a particular or permanent, and this is not a permanent association, right? In such, anyone is supposed to take forward of the first step. This is called as initiative ability or initiative skill base. So the person who is supposed to start, who is supposed to deliver, who is supposed to draw conclusions, who is supposed to draw tentative statements can be called as initiator, somewhat called as team leader or group leader, right? So initiative skills can be known by group discussion process. Next one, assertiveness means giving chance to the other members, accepting their feelings, accepting their ideas, and including their what I mean to say, including their outcomes in the group discussion process. This is can be called as assertiveness. Means we will do, we can together, not my own, not I myself, right? So assertiveness, I mean assertive behavior can be depicted in group discussion process. The team leader is supposed to give chance to the all members equally, not partially or not some special aspects. Right? That's why assertiveness is an important communication mechanism, particularly in leadership trait and leadership context. Right? So assertiveness of each member can be known by a particular group discussion environment. Next one, flexibility. Right? So flexibility means moving aside. I mean, moving aside to the actual thing you want to do. It doesn't mean that you are supposed to give up your idea. It means that you are supposed to modify, alter, or change your idea or opinion or some deliberation which you have made. Right? I mean, to reach the conclusion point, you are supposed to create a flexible environment in that group. Who will create that environment? The group members are supposed to create that flexible environment on their own. Nobody by the organization or from any other than, I mean, outside from that group, right? So flexible mechanism or flexible deliberation can be known in this process. Next one, creativity, thinking newly, thinking differently, and thinking in a special way, right? So that is called as creativity. So the creativity level base of group members can be definitely known by the evaluators during this group discussion process, because teams are supposed to discuss themselves and compete with other groups in order to make themselves prove that they are best. So there is a competition created in that environment. That's why creativity plays an important role towards proving their ability of any kind of group. Next one, ability to think on one's feet. Here in this group discussion process, for example, we have 4 members, namely A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D, all are members. All are supposed to give their opinion. Nobody will be given exemption. That's why the member A is supposed to speak on his own idea based on his knowledge, like B, like C, and like D. No chance and no question of exchanging individual opinions. I mean, taking options or taking some support of other people. Every group member of that group discussion process supposed to deliberate their own ideas, express their own context and competitiveness. That's why in this group discussion process, irrespective of the capacity of individual, the level of individual, qualification of the individual, profile of the individual, each individual of that group member is supposed to speak on their own way. That's why ability of thinking on one's feet can be definitely known. Dear audience, I mean to say various skills like communication skills, interpersonal skills, leadership skills and abilities, and motivational skills, team building skills, analytical, reasoning, logical skill base, different can be depicted by this group discussion, and your different thinking capacity, your initiativeness, assertiveness, and your flexibility and your creativity will be definitely gauged in the group discussion process. These are the important skills that can be known by usage of this group discussion mechanism. That's why in many organizations are using, not only in the selection process, group discussion process is being used in teaching and education and learning perspectives also. If a topic given to a team of students, they will come to know the concept and idea of the given topic, and they will be able to express their own ideas on the topic, and they will be ever able to make present of that given topic. That's why this is an effective teaching method using in group discussions also. Group discussions not only mean for selection process, it is used in education and teaching and learning and development process and everywhere. Even in our families also, you can suppose to use this group discussion mechanism by strictly following the ethic strategies towards developing group discussion skills, group, team involvement abilities, and refining the attitudes of your family members also. Okay, so these are some skills that can be known. Next one, stages or phases involving in group discussion we will cover now. So there are some 6 important stages. Now we are going to discuss in phase 1 of this, a group discussion process. First one called as ice breaking. See, you are following my talk since last 15 or 20 minutes. People are drawn from the school or the college or the same backdrop, and they will be formed as a group. Hardly 5 to 6 members in a group at that time, instantly. They even don't know each other before, or maybe known to each other before, right? So here 5 members are formed as a group. They are given a task. For example, demonetization, its impacts. So the given topic is demonetization and its impact. They will be given 15 to 20 minutes time to discuss themselves, and they are supposed to present the outcomes of their discussion and deliberation. Here, among the 5 members, one person need to break the ice. What it means? Means need to break the silence. They must start. The person, one of that group members supposed to break that silence and open up the talk. Right? So the person who is opening the talk, or who is taking initiative to start the discussion, or at least beginning the process, is called as ice breaking. So ice breaking activity is the first phase in group discussion, and the person who is making this ice breaking can be called as that team leader or group leader of that given context. Here, leadership skills plays vital roles. Initiativeness plays important role. Same time, assertiveness and flexibility of that person is also important. Breaking means opening up the talk, not ending of the talk. Opening, inviting opinions, conclusions, all comes under group discussion process. Next one, second, after ice breaking means, announcing the topic. This may be announcing of the topic or the task called as ice breaking. The next phase is asking and giving information. For example, person A open up that topic, and remaining B, C, D, E or other members are supposed to give their opinions. Here A takes the privilege and inviting one by one. He is supposed to talk, invite person B, C, D, E in a order or in a sequence. Not only asking information, and here the ice breaking, or the leader is supposed to provide information to all, right? During this discussion process, he is supposed to ask information or opinions, and same time he is supposed to provide information to the group members during that communication process, group discussion process, for better evaluation, for better conclusion of that topic. Next one, asking for and giving reactions. For example, A is the icebreaker, B gives his opinion firstly, then icebreaker, A team leader is supposed to ask the reaction of C, D, E, remaining members about B's presentation or B's views. So this is the cyclical process the team leader is supposed to do within the given time bound period. That's why not only asking opinion, he is supposed to provide information for a better opinion, and he is supposed to take the reaction or the reflections among the remaining members. This is the process to be carried out till the end of the group discussion towards refining the better opinion. Next one, restating. Restating means telling again and again. Dear friends, today we are going to discuss regard to the impact of demonetization on Indian economy. This is the topic, opening topic or opening statement. Many a times he is supposed to restate. Not only announcing the title many a times, each time, each new topic, each new phase or new issue arrived during this group discussion, he is supposed to restate that one. For example, C may state that some exchequer, a word used exchequer. Then the team leader used to that restate exchequer. Our friend Mr. C said that exchequer. This is an important topic. What is your opinion on this word? This is called as restating, announcing again and again, asking again and again. Providing again and again. Giving again and again can be called as restating. This is the due course process with assertiveness behavior. Next one, comparing ideas. During the group discussion process, the team leader is supposed to compare the ideas of the members. You are supposed to compare the opinion of B with C or D or E, what it may be if it requires. It doesn't mean that every time you are supposed to compare the ideas of each members. If it is related, you are supposed to compare. If it is contrast, you are supposed to restate and supposed to ask again for better opinion and deliberation. And next one, clarifying, synthesizing and summarizing. See, who are the person responsible for all these 6 stages? Called team leader. Here, clarifying any queries, concerns, doubts raised by the group members, the group leader is supposed to clarify at that moment, and synthesize and summarizing. Synthesizing means making maximum outcome with minimum inputs. This is called as synthesizing, means adding some special information or relative information being discussed at that moment for a better outcome, meaningful outcome. And summarizing. During this group discussion process, there may be 15 to 20 minutes time. Each member may supposed to give 2 to 3 opinions. For instance, if they give each give 3 opinions, out of the 6 members, 5 into 3, there will be 15 points may be derived. But in the presentation process, you are supposed to confine, edit and concise all into 3 to 5 statements, meaningful statements. What I mean to say is, pouring of plenty of information is not the objective of group discussion. Here, group discussion may be given for a while or for a time, but the outcomes must be confined to the limited time and objectives. That's why summarization is an important phase. Dear friends, these are some important phases regard to first aspect or first stage of a group discussion. A person who is supposed to announce the topic or break the silence is called as ice breaking stage. Then he is called as a team leader. And the team leader is supposed to ask and provide information, and the team leader is supposed to ask and giving reactions, and this team leader, icebreaker somewhat, is supposed to restate whenever it requires, and is supposed to compare the ideas or opinions or outcomes raised during that group discussion process. And next is supposed to clarify, summarize and synthesize the discussions which were made during that process. This is a phase 1, and next one, phase 2. Of course, phase 1 is the practical aspects, whereas phase 2 is the monitoring aspects. Right? 2 important roles to be played in an effective group discussion, called as gatekeeping and timekeeping. So gatekeeping is a kind of verbal traffic management where the group leader is supposed to motivate, encourage, reinstate, restate, asking again and again and giving chance to each member for their contribution in this group discussion. So here, verbal traffic management, what it means, when we speaking, the remaining participants are supposed to silent. What it means that the member of group is supposed to speak only when his turn comes up and supposed to keep quiet during the others time comes. That's why, so this is a traffic management, verbal traffic management. Sometimes holding, sometimes extending, sometimes stopping, sometimes making a pass. For example, when B is making a deliberation, the group discussion, the group leader may supposed to pass group B's statement for a while. Will you please pass for a while? See, the next person will add something like that. So this is called as pausing, holding, extending, or extending of the discussion can be called as verbal traffic management. So this is called as gatekeeping. Next one, timekeeping. So group discussion is a process is to be completed within the given time bound period. That's why timekeeping is also very important. Making many time of discussion or deliberation is not the aspect or objective of that group discussion. How far and how extent you are using the given time is important. Here, discussions to be taken place, deliberations to be taken place, summarizations to be taken place, and presentation is to be taken part of this group discussion. All are to be completed within that given time bound period. That's why timekeeping is an important. Here, ice breaking time, deliberating time, negotiation time, cross discussion time, cross opinion seeking time, clarification time, restating time, concluding time, and presentation time to be divided by the group members themselves. There is no external involvement or no external cautions or warnings or something. What I mean to say, check over. That's why these are the important two aspects. First one, gatekeeping. This is one kind of maintaining of verbal traffic management by this is an important here assertiveness important, group communication skills important, interpersonal communication skills are important, and giving chance to each member is must and mandatory. Same time, you're supposed to encourage the active persons. You're supposed to activate some slow participants, slow level based participant also. That's why, so this is an important aspect, gatekeeping, and next one, timekeeping. All are to be completed within the given scheduled time. So this is second phase. First phase involves whereas the actual process, and second phase is a routine process. Next one, so this is an important parameter where group discussion makes place, right? So dear participants, there are many kind of discussion topics now are available, right? This is a particular, purposive mechanism where the each participants can be allowed to participate freely and exchange their opinions and ideas and so on, right? So communication level base, interpersonal level base, and group discussion level base can be known by this one. But it is important to train up the students particularly. So students, you are supposed to make groups on your own choice, and many topics available. Implications of COVID, implications of Indian economy, particularly with the backdrop of GST, impact of mobiles, impact of social media, role of student, role of personality of one's career development. Many things can be discussed as a part of group discussion process, right? So choose a topic on your own choice and form yourself as a group and make usage of these phases we have discussed, like ice breaking, taking initiation, giving chance, equal chance to all members, providing information, asking for their opinions, asking for reactions, and the team leader is supposed to restate if any topic required or needed at that time, compare the ideas, try to draw conclusions, try to apply cause and effective relationships, try to use analytical skills, try to use some stats also. While presenting, you are supposed to usage of some numbers, some quantity or some quantitative information for better understanding. Right? Say in case of group discussion, after completion of this phase-wise conclusion of draws, the final phase is called as presentation. So presentation is the what I mean to say manifestation of the group discussion process. Here also the icebreaker, maybe icebreaker or there someone. Don't confine yourself that a person who open up the talk shall open the presentation. There is no such hurdle or any hindrances. I mean to say, anyone can make ice breaking, anyone can play ice breaking role, and anyone can make presentation. Here also, while presenting, you are supposed to make usage of some synopsis or some notes. The icebreaker or the presenter or the team leader supposed to start presentation by introducing he is or her about the members of the group members. This is the actual part. And the second thing, in the second phase, there is no question of introduction of any members. So all group discussion presentations followed by the initial introduction only, and group presenter, the team leader is supposed to present the topic, the actual part taken place, and he is supposed to give the next opportunity or chance to the remaining parts, members. For example, A introduce the topic, and B covers the definition part, C may cover the characteristic part, D may cover the advantages part, and E may cover the disadvantages and the conclusion part by their choice. Each person is supposed to involve in this discussion process and presentation part, so that your orating skills, vocabulary, communication skills will be assessed by the evaluators of that given content. Okay, so dear students, this is an important exercise. You can make practice on your own way with a limited number of group members. Make usage of the skills we have, the phases we are discussing, like ice breaking to clarification or summarization, and gatekeeping to timekeeping, and making effective usage of your knowledge regard to presentation will lead you the leading role position of any organization where you are supposed to work or to be employed. Okay, right? I think you got the basic concepts of group discussion, and in the coming session, our next lecture series, we will be discussing some more aspects regard to professional communication skills. Till then, have a nice and good time.